What's going on, guys? Welcome to Dirt Plus. This is about how keeping an open mind could get you a better deal. Let's get into it.
That's my dog, Uncle Big Back. Pull up.
So to tell you the story, I have to take you back, way on back. Let's go on back to 2010. At this point, I was a couple years out of high school, kind of just bumping around. I was selling cars at the Chevy dealership, making a buck, putting X's on the board, selling cars like candy bars, good stuff. At the time, I had a decent month, and I had a few bucks that I could go play with. I could use a new project car or something like that, so let's get on the old interwebs. And what do you do back in 2010 to look for a car or your next project or something like that? You hop on Craigslist. Craigslist, if you're not familiar, if you're kind of a younger person or whatever, it's where all the websites that you see today originated from. Whether it be selling this, real estate that, blah, blah, blah. Anything and everything that you can think of that you have 35, 40 apps now for was one big page. But I hopped on Craigslist and I'm farting around on there, seeing what's around, see what's up in the Kansas City area that might, mainly be in my price range that works with everything else. I happened upon a 2000 Kawasaki ZX600. It's like a beginner sport bike, crotch rocket looking thing. You could call it a crotch rocket, but it didn't have a crazy amount of power, but it was pretty cool. So I holler at him and he, meet me here at this time, blah, blah, blah. Perfect. Believe at the time he was asking $800 for this bike. I'm like, I got $800. I can go get me a motorcycle. Perfect. So he sends me the address and all that. And at the time, this is when GPS and stuff was getting pretty new to phones. It really wasn't a popular thing like it is nowadays. So hopped on there, looked the address. It's like 30 minutes up the road. I'm like, banging, cool. When I see this dude, I realize that, one, he looks like Biggie Small's cousin, and two, I am way too baby-faced for this transaction here. Because at the time, I'll see if I can't pop a picture, a baby face, but I had a teal shirt, gold tie, and khakis on. Looking official, just got out of selling cars, bang, bang. But I'm in a teal Chevy Cavalier. Can't haul a bike or anything like that, but I want to go see the bike and, put my hands on it, run it up and down the road, and kind of get a gauge on if it's a good bike, whatever. I get there, nice guy, but he's got this booming, oh yeah, brother voice. The dude was made for radio. Like, he could boom, but I'll tell you what, bro, no problem. I loved his bassy ass voice. But keys are in the bike, taking up and down the road, boom, 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 drove it, rode out fine. I'm like, perfect. So Kansas title? He's like, Kansas title, clean? Clean. Hell yeah, brother. Can you hold on to it? And I'll come back up here tomorrow, my day off. I believe it was a Saturday when I went up there, and it was Sunday the next day. Just hang on to it. I got cash at home. I'll bring a truck, get it out of your hair. Boom. I'll be here first thing in the morning. Man, I ain't trying to hold on to this thing. Let me make a call. All right. Not really trying to hang out up here. My plan in my head, come back tomorrow, get the thing, do. But a couple minutes goes by and I'm just kind of farting around. And at the time I had a Garmin phone. If nobody knows what that is, I'll see if I can't pop a picture here. But they did something good with the Garmin phone. I missed that thing. It was actually really cool because I did a lot of, buying and selling and flipping and stuff like that in that time. And it was kind of the genesis of GPS on phones. I'm farting around on that. I'm texting whoever I'm texting. He comes back and he's like, hey, I got a truck. You rolling with us? Sure. Like I said, I'm 6'2", and at the time I was a little portlier, but I don't think this guy or his buddy are going to do anything. They seem like stand-up dudes, but at this day and age, do not do this. But I hopped in the back of their two-door Tahoe to go over to their friend's house, about a 10-minute drive away. When I get there, there is a crowd. Not, 5, 6 people. There's at least 20-something people here just kind of hanging out in this dude's driveway. and I begin to bricks. Like I said, I went up there by myself. I think I texted my brother saying, hey, I'm looking at a bike, but that's it. My brother knew I was up in Kansas City somewhere, but I'm by myself, and I'm baby-faced. I'm just a young kid. I'm like 20, 21 at this time. So we get out, and in the middle of this complete, just booming metropolis crowd here, there's one dude that you would never expect to see in the middle of Kansas City. He looked like he just got off a job welding or line manning or whatever. Real grizzled, big beard, the whole kit. And Biggie Small's cousin hollered at him, hey, I get that truck. I need to run this bike down. Yeah, just fill it with gas. Toss them the keys. They're boys. Cool beans. I hop on the truck with Biggie. We head back, load the bike up, boom, boom, boom. I tell him, well, I'm here right now in town. I'm like 2 minutes from my old house. But I tell him we're going down here. And when we get out of Olathe, I think he misheard me and might have thought Olathe, but it wasn't. And as soon as we got past Olathe, he calling me, blowing me up. He's like, hey man, how much further? I'm like, 20 minutes. No big deal. I'll get you an extra 20 bucks, cure this problem. He's like, yeah. All right. We bust on down here. Not a whole hell of a lot's changed from now to then, but at this time, my brother had just every Tom, Dick, Harry, and swinging pecker in this county at the house. There was it was just another conglomeration of people. Like, didn't expect that, because typically it's just me, my brother, his old lady, my old lady, whoever happened to just, let's just say 4 or 5 people tops. There's like 15, 20 people just buzzing around my house, just kind of hanging out, bullshit, and doing whatever. I'm like, crap. He's gonna feel the same way I did. Surely, I pulled my car in the driveway. He backs in right behind me, and I'm like, all right, hang tight. Let me get some cash. We'll get you paid. Get you out of here. He didn't get out of the truck until I came back with cash. I get up to him, to tell him that, and he's like, all right, man. All right. Shit. Okay. Hey, you know what? It's all good. I went in there, got him paid, load the bike off, boom, boom, boom. Everybody's happy. But it's one of those things to just keep in mind that having a narrow mind or, not really broadening your horizons, I understand that you can't trust everybody. Trusting everybody is a fool's game, but having some trust and knowing that sometimes the deals can go sour, but sometimes they can just be good deals. This was a good deal in this time. And it got me a good bike, got it $600 out the door. I bargained with them a little bit. $200 isn't that big of a freaking deal, but it was a good, solid bike that I ended up, holding on to for a couple months, and then I traded it for a quad and another bike and so on and so forth. And it was just flipping and chucking and jiving that whole time. It was a hustler's paradise. Was the late 2010s or late 2000s into 2010s, just because the housing crisis completely nuked everything. So everybody's trying to find where they can find $20, $30, $50, whatever, just to get by. That's how I made my money. Really, to go out and do fun things was to buy something, clean it up, get it running better, flip it, rinse and repeat. That's how an open mind got me a crazy good deal on a motorcycle, and it's been one of like 6 that I've had over the years. I'm going to take you around the park that I've bumped that bike, my Mustang, all the cool stuff that I've had, and kind of time travel you back to 2010, give you a gauge on what my small town kind of looked like as far as like the hangout car culture thing. And I'm not going to hold my phone up and go down Main Street, but I'm going to show you the little park that I'm sitting at right now. And I'm so happy to say that it's still being used as the same exact thing. There's still burnout marks right down the road, right over there too. I know if it wasn't raining its butt off, there'd probably be a gang of people hanging out, BS, and doing their thing. But I'm a little too old for that. I'll get the sedative for you guys. Love, peace, and chicken grease. We'll catch you next time. Bye. We are taking a ride around the old stomping grounds. That guardrail right there Remember watching a boy, old boy freaking smoked that with a 2012 Camaro. It's nice to see that there's still burnout marks. That's really cool, you know? Ain't nothing really changed except for maybe that little building right there. That's newer. Now, bear in mind, I haven't been around here. It's a rainy day, as you can see. I really haven't come down here to just kind of see what's going on and all that stuff. I kind of grew out of that, but it's cool to kind of go down memory lane and kind of see what's become of somewhere you spent so much time and talked so much shit and all that. But yeah, this is really cool to see that there's still, whether it's, damn, somebody did a nice little donut right there. Whether it's, you know, kids or just gearheads or whatever, they come out here and they actually still do the thing. Now, if you're a gearhead, you actually probably get where I'm coming from. Every small town has the strip, or if you don't have one in your town, you probably go to the next bigger town up, and they have like the strip that you run. You go back and forth down Main Street, kind of. Either if you're a single dude or whatever, you're hauling up girls, you show out. This is where you kind of park your car, BS with some people, go hit a lick, go up and down the road real quick. Used to be a building right there that, I don't know, it held like, I don't know, lawnmowers or something like that. But right here is where, I think it's, I have a bad time with pronunciation. It's like the old Mariah's River Run or something like that. It's a big ass car show in September of every year, and there's like damn near 2,000 cars every year that come down here. I have my own qualms with that whole deal, but it's a big ass car show, and it's really cool to see. The park's still here, still doing its thing. I'm just gonna park like I used to. Kind of angle it up right here. But yeah, I figured it's raining its butt off today. I got my wheels and tires for Dr. Thunder kind of hanging at the tire shop right now, and they're gonna get them put together, and they'll call me when they're done. They're my people. But yeah, this is actually pretty cool. Feels nostalgic, you know? I'm not got my head out the freaking window hollering at people, hey, what are you doing? What's going on? All that shit, but this is pretty cool.
Do you really believe your own hype that much?
I am the hype!